Hey guys, welcome back to Living Our American Dream, our YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. I wanted to do a video today and update you guys on kind of a lifestyle change that I'm going through here. I was up to 214 or 15 pounds at some point. And in the last 5 weeks, I'm actually down about 11 or 12 pounds from when I first started tracking. So my high of 215 is now 199. And you know, the diet, the eating side of this is one thing. The other side of it is going to be the exercise part. I started riding my bike a lot more and riding harder and longer and faster than I have before. And I decided that, you know, the bicycle that I was riding, it was a nice bike, but it didn't really fit me. And so I decided, long story short, to get a new bike. And my wife had been riding an old 25-year-old Huffy for a long time. So I decided I was going to look for us some new bikes. I actually found both of the exact bikes that we had picked out in the bicycle shop on Craigslist. And I'm going to show them to you right now. So this is Monica's bike. And the brand of these bikes is Specialized. It's a step-through style. Actually, first of all, I should mention it is a comfort bike. So when you sit on this thing, your body sits more upright than it would on a mountain bike. And the handlebars are up higher and the pedals are a little bit bigger. And it's not for racing and it's not for, you know, mountain biking and whatnot. It's just a comfortable bike to ride down the road. I found this one, and this is about a $550 bike. And I bought it on Craigslist for $170 or $175. It had the basket already on it. This is a 7-speed, so there's no front derailleur here. It just has your 7 speeds in the back, which really simplifies the operation of the bike. This is the bike that I got for Monica. So this is the bike that I got for myself. And this is also a Specialized brand. And it also is the Roll. This one is the Roll Sport. So this bike came just the bike. It didn't have any of these packs or anything on it, so it was just the bike. Recently, I purchased this rack by Ibera in the back. So this mounts directly to the bike frame. This has the attachment points already built into the frame of the bike. And I also bought this carry case, this a quick release. You kind of hit a button there and this thing comes off. And you could have your rack here. But this bag, it has enough room. You can throw a sweatshirt or a lunch or, you know, some extra bottles of water or whatever it is that you want to take with you on your trip. I didn't want it to be big, you know, I'm not going cross-country trips or whatever. And I really like the basket that Monica had because it's just handy to be able to throw some things in there. So I ordered a basket for mine. Now let me tell you what this video is going to be about. So now that we have these bikes, I need a way to carry my bike, particularly I'm going to take it to work with me and kind of maybe do some rides during the day at work, like at lunch. I know that I drive a Jeep Wrangler. And that bicycle that I just showed you is a large frame bicycle and it does not fit in the back of the Jeep Wrangler. So I bought a bike rack. So in this box is a bike rack made for the Jeep Wrangler, made by Quadratec. And it just arrived today. Then we're gonna mount this thing on the Jeep. All right, so I already cut the tape off of this thing. So if we open up the box here, it seems to be packaged fairly well. Now this is a 2-bike rack. You can buy this in a 2 or a 4-bike configuration. And I opted to get the one that goes in the 2-inch hitch receiver as opposed to the one that mounts on the spare tire because I didn't want the extra weight on my spare tire and on my back gate. But this is gonna be multiple pieces. There should just be a couple of bolts that I have to put together to get this thing to work. We have all of these can go off to the side. We have this main piece here. If you can see this in the video, hopefully, this is a 2-position bike rack, and there'll be a pin in here. Once this mounts up, we'll be able to pull this pin and this thing will rotate up and your bikes will basically mount on here. So let's see if we can put this thing together. Okay, so the first thing we did is we attached the two pieces together, put this pin through just to hold everything there. Then there's a little gasket piece that goes in here. We attach the gasket piece, so it's like a rubbery piece that goes here and here. So when this thing is clamped together, it shouldn't make any noise from what I can tell. So we're just gonna attach this. And they provide 3/4 inch wrenches, you can see to my left here on the workbench. They provided these for us. However, I was not a fan of their tools. So now we're going to take a peek at this. There's two holes in this piece that can attach to my receiver, and they give you a bolt to do this with. The bolt is going to allow us to attach this and tighten it up where it should not move side to side or rattle. And there's two positions for this bolt, and that allows, so if you have a larger spare tire, like if you put off-road tires or bigger tires on your Jeep and they stick out farther, this will actually come out another 2 inches. But I have stock tires on mine still, so we're just going to put this on and draw this thing tight. Not tremendously tight, but what that's on there solid, and that's not going to move at all. And they give you a cotter pin that you can put through just to make sure if for some reason your bolt threads out, it's not going to come all the way out. So our next phase here is to raise this, the actual bike rack part, and install this pin. And there is a retainer clip on all these pins, so that goes on there, and it's held on here so you don't lose your pin with a little piece of cable, which is really handy. Then they provide us with the correct Allen screw for us to loosen the bike rack actual bike spots, and I can adjust these wherever I want. I think I'm going to leave them loose right now, just a little bit loose, so that I can move them wherever I need them to be, is to be able to loosen this bottom, unpin the bottom pin, and tilt this forward all the way out of the way. And this is why it's made for the Jeep Wrangler. So I can open my gate and get full clearance and full access to the bed of my vehicle. All right, so for the purpose of loading this up, you guys will notice that I've emptied everything out of my basket and I've removed my cargo bag. And these are a cushioned rubber cushion here, where your bike can sit in there and it won't damage the frame of the bike. They provide you with these little rubber do-jobbers here, and I believe you're supposed to attach one end of these to one side, and then you just kind of pull it tight and attach your bike there with it. For each one, so I'll go to the farthest one on each one, and then tighten this down, and it's rubber so you can pull it tight, and then you just pull it over the strap there, and that's going to hold that bike right on there. So the only thing I can see that I don't particularly care for on this type of a rack is the fact that this can spin, which, as we all know, a simple bungee cord right here will keep that from spinning or tilting. We can run it back to the bike rack itself. I can run it to the wheel here. I think one strap will actually do all of this. And if you are in an area, and I'm gonna grab the camera off the stand here for a moment, so bear with me very briefly. You can see how this thing looks. A red bike on the back of my red Jeep. It's kind of slick actually, ain't it? But anyway, this I wanted to point out, this little hook right here is attached to the vehicle And since we're bolted down here and we're bolted here and we're just sitting on there, someone could technically pull that bike off of there. However, if you have a bike lock, you can run your bike lock. If you have a D-lock, you could run it right to the frame, right here where my hand's at. You can run it right through there. Or you could run a cable through the hook that's down there that I just showed right here, through this hook and around the wheels and around everything to keep the bike secured. But it looks like this is going to be pretty slick. Definitely going to do what I want it to do for one bike. If you remember, Monica's bike has the step-through frame, so it's going to be a little bit challenging to attach this one, I think. But the book on this bike rack shows a few different methods to be able to do that potentially, so we'll see what that looks like. But I'm pretty happy. So far, so good. So anyway, that is our video today for attaching the bike rack to the back of the Jeep Wrangler. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see you on the next one.